All right, I have a veritable wall of text I want to read, and it's from a black female content creator who goes by the name Facing East, and I've had it for some time, and I actually made a video about this before, but I don't feel like I don't feel like I was in depth enough. Okay, so let's just get started, and I guess you'll find out where this is going. But I'm going to read this wall of text now. Okay, just bear with me. So I'm facing east. Grew up in Arizona. I know Arizona is spiking in population now, but back then, late 80s / 90s, it would be unlikely that I was the only black Hebrew in the class of, or one of the few black Hebrews in an entire school. Then in the 2000s, it was the same deal in the workplace. I would be one, I would be of a few blacks among many whites. At the time, I had many Caucasian classified friends, whites, Asian, Mexican, you name it. And I would step outside of my circle of school and work, went off to college and saw more of the real world, and would see more black people, male and female, and would travel to other states. Aside from this here internet, I have never seen a white woman throw herself on a black man ever. But what I have seen, though, are plenty of black men entertaining interracial relations and salivating over the term BBC when it comes to white women, which is a sexually derogatory term that black men are proud to be known by. It's almost like women who dress provocatively and then fight for rights not to be whistled at. Do you deserve those rights? Absolutely. But the best thing to do is not fuel the behavior and then try to extinguish the outcome. If black men were not welcoming to white women, treating them like sexual objects, then I would be all for a rallying cry. But don't intentionally fuel sexualization of yourself, then be surprised when a white woman gets hot expecting that you will take care of her desires. I don't think realistically life works like that, and we can't have it both ways. I think black males are very much aware of the history of white women being slave owners and even buying black men for sexual pleasure. But fast forward to today, a large enough number of black men, hell for any man, it turns them on to be sexualized. And that would be due to a number of things. But instead of fighting against the derogatory narrative, you see black men further feeding into it, blasting on the internet, wanting to slave role play with white women. Do white women sexualize black men? I think so. But I also think they have a lot of help from black men themselves in doing so. Do white men know their women are sexual harlots for black men? Oh, but of course. They've known that since the slave auctioning blocks. But they will stick to race loyalty okay. But they will stick to the race loyalty code at all costs unless it profits them otherwise not to. I think once black men stop enjoying the white woman's attention, she'll stop giving it. Because let's be honest, for example, East Indian men are fine, and other men across the world are known to be good sexual lovers too. But do we see white women crossing the line and sexualizing them? There's a big difference in what happens to black men who are unjustly framed and was largely welcomed by black men. I'm going to read that last sentence again. It's a big difference in what happens to black men who are unjustly framed and what's largely welcomed by black men. All right. And you heard that. That's from a black female content creator named Facing East. She looks to be a mature woman. She's in my age group, so she's in her 50s. So yeah, this content creator, you know, this entrepreneur, this black queen, she, in her wall of text that she, I got this from the comment section of a video Lisa Cabrera did when this brother was attacked in a club on camera on TikTok. A white woman was attacking him and wouldn't let go of him, and security had to be called to separate them because she wouldn't stop grabbing and groping him. He was trying to play it off, but he was very uncomfortable. But in this wall of text, she did blame black men for their own overt sexualization by the outside world, particularly the minority majority and shit. And I just say, I posit, you know, bringing up history and shit, hundreds of years of history and shit. This country's fucking history. I'll just go at one point. If we could go back to the 50s, would you tell Mammy Till that? Would you tell Emmett Till's mother that after her son was murdered? For the same talking points that you provide in the shit in your diatribe and shit, would you tell Mammy Till that? Her son was accused of trying to grab a white woman and shit and, being overtly, forward with her in a sexual manner, even though he was a child. And he was taken from his home and murdered, as you well know. Or maybe you don't know. Maybe you're just that goddamn ignorant.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.